Assalamu alaikum everybody, how are you guys doing? I hope all of you are doing great. So in this video we are going to be talking about how you can teach English to your kids, right? As a parent or even as a teacher at some institute. So I think we are gonna have to start off with some misconceptions about learning English, right? I think one big mistake that we usually do, teachers especially, that they focus too much on the grammar, right? It's okay to learn grammar. You should know all the rules of the English grammar, but in reality, English speaking does not require, for kids especially, because kids learn from seeing and listening, right? Instructing kids is not very smart, right? So rather than relying on instructional teaching, you teach them through environment. You teach them through providing opportunities where they can speak and listen. So let's just start with some, let's say, tips or strategies that you can do to create an environment, because for kids, environment should be your focus, okay? Especially, let's just say we're talking about kids between 7 to 15, right? This is the golden period. This is the time when brain is highly receptive to the new information, right? Your job is to provide facilities, right? And opportunities for them to practice English, learn English by real interactions, okay? So even if you don't have like a teacher or you can't speak English by yourself, you have technology. You can use YouTube, you can use other online resources to give your children make it more accessible for them to learn English by listening, okay? There are many good resources available for free. Literally, you don't have to pay a single dime, you don't have to pay a single cent. All you gotta do is just download or use online and practice, basically. So let's just start with strategies. First strategy is shadowing. Shadowing is, I cannot tell you how powerful it is. Shadowing is basically, you can say, imitation or mimicry, right? So what you're gonna do is make the student, the child, listen to something, a native speaker, right? And have them to speak and repeat what they're listening. For example, if you give them an audiobook, right? And they're listening to it. Now what they gotta do is if you're using laptop, you can push the space button, or if you're using a smartphone or some other device, you can use the playback button, right? So just whenever the speaker finishes a sentence, you press that button, okay? Then next, when we talk about other things, let's just say, other than shadowing, you can also do this activity that we now call as role play. So in role play, basically, you have a written, right? You can write down a conversation between two or more people, okay? Then you make turns. Let's say this is a conversation, basically a dialogue, okay? So you have two people talking to each other about a topic, right? They're having a conversation. What you gotta do is give your child, your kid, your student one role and take the other, or give it to the other kid even, right? So what your child gonna do is, it's gonna help them become more used to what it actually feels to speak English as a language, okay? Because if they're not able to use it with emotion, there has to be some sort of emotion, right? right? When they're speaking Urdu, they're kind of changing their voice a little bit, pitch, tone, everything is very, very tailored to what they're trying to say. Exact same thing should happen in English. They should not speak English in a monotone. That's not natural. So the organic way, the natural way to learn English is to learn it by also learning how to say what you're saying, which means to alter your tone, right? To know where to pause, know where to speak slower, and know where to speak faster. These are very important things, okay? So I think I would like to end this video here, and let me just recall the both strategies that I've given you today. First one is called shadowing, or let's say imitating a speaker, right? Secondly, you have this activity called role play, okay? And one more thing, this activity of role play, it should be very lifelike. Again, they should not feel like they're reading something very irrelevant. They should feel what they're reading. For example, you should find role plays, or even you can use ChatGPT or other AI tools to create such conversations, role plays that are interesting for your child. Let's say they like to play video games, or they like to watch cartoons. So you can ask ChatGPT to create a role play about two persons talking about a certain cartoon or a video game. That would interest, right? That would excite and entice the student, which is quite frankly a big achievement. So because there always has to be some sort of emotional connection to what you're learning, right? So if they're doing the role play, they should feel some sort of relevance to what they're doing, right? So I think that would be it, and I'd like to end it here. See you next time.